But yeah, I mean, obviously with Inferno ending so heavily in favor of NIP and with so many ridiculous things coming out, I hope we see them come into Mirage on high spirits and get off to a good start, because that has been the problem both on Dust and Inferno, which is just the slow starts from NIP. On Dust too, right, they kind of start to build into it at one point in time. Just weren't able to close it out. Whereas here, back on Inferno, rather, that was the case, right? It was strong enough, it was good enough, NIP looked decent, and if they can bring some of that here to Mirage, well, they could take this series.
Yeah, flash in, smoke towards the market. Hunter's waiting for contact. He's been popped in, but Plopsky gonna nail the shot. And even following up, Amanek getting dinked. This is a rough start for G2, and NIP are all over this B-bomb site, charging through. USP's already been picked up. The CT's running in through the doorway, not waiting for the bomb to go down, but it won't work out for them. Kenny gets dinked in the process, and he's going to get overrun. Plopsky with a double in that round, and NIP take the pistol. B-side can be such a hard one to hold on those USP rounds. You know, if you don't nail the first couple of shots and the T's get out through the apartment, there's very little you can do to stop them overrunning you with those Glocks. So G2 take a bit of a beating, and that will be NIP swinging into the lead after the first. That's their second pistol round in the series so far.
And, you know, this is actually less Kriegs than NIP normally have in the second round on the T side. So, you know, just the one on res.
That's actually disgusting that that's true.
Yeah, no, and it is just broken. I can't wait till that changes because, like, you know, you already know this GTU Force Spy, it's probably not going to win the round. I hate to say it, but your CT side and your CT side Force is utter garbage. So here's the A play, the bomb going down for NIP. And Plopsky's already deep within CT spawn, so unsurprisingly, these Kriegless CTs are just getting cut down by the SMGs. Plopsky does get tagged up trying to get into CT, but he's still just hidden, still just hiding in this smoke. And with no kills presenting themselves to G2, no kits either, how much can they realistically hope to get done? Because right now they're just feeding the beast in CT spawn. Nexa gets away with some damage, but he is dealt with. And it will be NIP going 2-0 up. Kenny, some nice shots there with the scout. And the Krieg of Res might be the only weapon to stay alive and fight through this round successfully for the NIP squad. Really, that's not the end of the world, though. I mean, you know, if a bunch of Kriegs have been gifted over to G2, by the way, that's why NIP don't buy a whole load, just in case that does happen. Yeah. It would have been a very, very different story, right? But the one kind of decent gun in that round is saved up for NIP. And so G2, they do damage, but all that's going to happen in this round is NIP, they're likely either just going to run some SMGs once again, or they just fully invest here and now. And that's the case. They've got Kriegs almost across the board. Not much for G2 to work with here, so this should be the 3-0 start that NIP wanted.
Yeah, G2 still have a couple of bits and pieces to fight back with, but you called it right, Harry. It's a big buy, and NIP are sending them all into the B-bomb site. No one actually on the site to stop this, so Amanek has to move in from the archway. He's been flashed out. The push from Twist is successful. Amanek getting dealt with, and Twist needs to be careful on that repeat. Kenny's there with the scout in market. But really, I mean, B site not going to be retakeable at this point for G2. The smokes are fantastic for NIP, keeping out these points of rotation, and with that likely the round taken. G2 just looking for damage control, but ooh, can't control that damage. Letcro going to be running in through underpass. Looking to double up. There are still two players there. Oh, Hunter misses them. Oh, they go right below him. He has no idea. He's so blind. And these SMGs are just tearing through G2. Not a worry, though. It was only the eco in the third round, and now we have the 4-buy coming in. They're going to have everything they need, including that AWP. So, time to shine here for G2, but NIP, strong start to the map at least. And that's a big talking point as well, right? Momentum, definitely in the hands of NIP. Think about that comeback that they just showed us on Inferno. They were down 10-5 at the halftime, moving into the T side, or CT side rather, and still managed to pick it up.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen this top mid camera from Rush before. And also, I don't know if he has, but I think he might have played with the FOV on this one a little bit. Because that's something that Valve added.
Yeah.
I knew he was a big fan of that when I saw that announcement come out. I would love to hear from him and know if he has.
Loves a FOV.
He does love a FOV. Oh, he's got another one. Look at this.
Yeah, that's definitely an FOV.
This is production value.
Yeah, cinematography.
Rush, can you try and get us one, but just from cinematic angles, so it feels like we're watching a movie?
I'll give it a go, right?
Oh, he's there. Okay.
We need black bars on the top and bottom, okay?
Right,
Real
so
movie
Mid
style.
cam, they're in Spore, give them this one.
All right, so look at this. It's like 4 Ts.
They're coming up to another camera. This is
Yeah.
going to be a big one. Wait
Oh.
for it, wait for it. Wait, they're almost in. Boom.
Ah. And now, Hugo, give us the movie voiceover for this one.
In a world where 5 Swedes need 4 rounds,
Oh, I can't
only
stay on it.
G2 can stop them. Kenny waiting with the AWP, and oh dear, he's got him.
Yeah,
Take it away,
I
Harry.
got it. Go POVs.
But one man tried to rise above it all. Nexa, alone and inside of the bomb site.
Is this South Park?
Yeah,
What
it
is
feels like it, man.
Tick your dues, and the bomb is going down. Ooh, that's a spray, a little too high. Hunter should be aiming for the feet, the little tippy toes. Not at the top. But no kills coming through yet for G2. The retake, however, has to come through, and they have no kit to do it. Popsky getting pushed out with the molly. He's delaying it very well, and they're not going to be watching it because a flash comes out from NIP. This is an excellent hold from NIP. They are giving up nothing. Not an angle to these CTs back into the site, and finally they take a fight, but it trades 1 for 1. The spray from the Krieg, and how do you get past that? You simply don't. Twist lines up a double, and it's a 4th round for NIP.
Yeah, I mean, those Kriegs are just like laser beams, man. Cutting down angles into the bomb site, and you're bang on. NIP, I absolutely love that. They just hide. And how frustrating if you're G2, right? You've done all you can to get that back into a 3-on-3. You're finally feeling like you have a chance in your first rifle round, and just no one gives up a kill. No one shows their head. And ultimately, it is just because those Kriegs are so good at holding angles. So if you're able to get those post plants solidified, if you've got those crossfires set up, then you're on for a winner if you're NIP. Set piece in towards the A-bomb site. Standard. All the smokes go in, and that's going to block off all these sight lines.
No.
They try and put Kenny...
Whoa!
Oh, how's he hit the head there? Kenny looking for more, hoping he can get something through this smoke, and now they try and put him in the boost again. Back up and over. Kenny, open-handed. He's hoping that someone comes his way, but they get out through Palace in time, and now bomb planted.
Ooh.
But these Deegs, that scout, they've all found damage, and then oh dear, oh Hunter. Here's the footsteps, the kills come in. Rez is left fighting for his life, but he's got it down to the 1v1, and now trying to duck out. Oh, Hunter's see. No, Hunter didn't see him.
No idea.
Hunter didn't see him. Rez, this is terrifying. There's Rez emerging, but no one's killed anyone yet, and Hunter closing the gap is gonna get the kill on the bomb, and there's just enough time left for the defuse. It's gonna be close.
Actually, no, he hasn't. Oh my. Yikes.
Well,
what a play from Rez. I mean, yeah, that play with the flash getting out back from the Palace. Hunter has absolutely no idea. No one even coming for him. No one even spotting it. And just really, really nice delay play from Rez. Doesn't take the fight. And, well, that will win the round for NIP. 5-0 on this T side, Harry. Look at this spray. It is lethal. That Krieg is just broken. And I'm going to keep saying that until it gets fixed. So, you know, relentless, I know. But what can you do? 5-0. And the double AWP in for G2. Blocks smoke from Kenny accidentally as he tries to make that cat jump, and he needs to smoke off their molly to retreat into connector. It's fine, he stops the window smoke from landing, so that's something here for G2, but second AWP on B will be where the real stars start to shine. Amanek nailing a second as well. Almost a third. Rez is quick with that Krieg once again, but he can't find a follow-up in this round. Letgo getting spammed from the connector. Gets away with 8 points of health. And Nade not quite connecting, and he needs to hit the shot if he wants to win this one, but the repeak is there from Kenny, and that leaves Forrest alone. Not for long. He'll join his teammates in the graveyard, and that will be a first round taken finally for G2.
Yeah, it really feels like these AWPs have been the turning point for either side when they've been on the CT side of things, right? Like finally you've got something that can combat these Kriegs a bit, can try and give you some man advantages to work with. And that's where we've seen not just G2 find the majority of their success, but NIP as well, right? Thinking back to Inferno, those AWPs, goes without saying, they completely define the outcome of that game towards the end of things. And so if you're G2, you're really hoping you can keep this economy built up to keep bringing this double AWP or even single AWP setup out, right? Kenny and Amanek going to be donning them in this one. No money for NIP, so they've got the hero AK over on Forest, but that is pretty much it. Bomb back in T-spawn, and right now they are just spreading out across this map, hoping that somewhere they can find someone out of position, they can get some information that's going to lead them into a successful round. They haven't seen anything, so instead you're hoping that Forest can open this one up, and even though he gets that first kill, the AWP immediately trades things out. Kenny's going to keep this even, and now that one armored player is already struck from the tally of NIP.
Oh, nice swing from Plopsky. He knows Kenny's trapped as well. If Rez can bait the shot out, Plopsky can get a re-peek in. Oh, he nails 2 for 1, but he doesn't get the kill, and Plopsky does drop that AWP. Low HP at the back of the site, and the nade just missing. Plopsky, he doesn't have the bomb. This is a problem for NIP back on Inferno. It didn't come back to haunt them, but we occasionally saw them forget the bomb on going for these executes, and now it is a very, very awkward position indeed. Luckily, no one's rapping, no one's flanking through spawn to find this, but Plopsky's just got to wait here for as long as he can until someone gives up a kill. But at a certain point, if you want to actually win this round, you need to go spawn. And that needs to set in now. He needs to start running, otherwise he's not going to have time to win this at all. He will begin to go back through the ramp. Oh. Hunter's going to hear the footsteps and, dear, he knows it's not time for him to go B.
Yeah, so now Hunter, he can actually just keep holding the ramp, or he could reposition into the site. He's pretty keen on taking this fight. Plopsky believes this site is empty, and now, that's it. Play. Round's done. Easy for Hunter. He'll emerge from Rez's little hidey hole, no less, from inside of that bomb site, giving it his own twist on a Rez classic there, as he cements that round for G2. Still, very, very dicey one, especially when we were speaking about the implications of this economy for the CT side, right? You only have 2 players surviving. You lose one of those AWPs up against the what was majority in eco for NIP, apart from that one hero rifle. And so suddenly that outcome for G2, well, it doesn't feel as great as it should. They get the round on the board, but they've had to reinvest in that AWP again, and it's left them with no residual money. So they're at breaking point now. If NIP get this rifle round locked in, they're going to set themselves up for a stellar T-side start.
Already low utility from G2 at the start of this round. NIP have not been fast-paced, though, on this T-side, making G2 really work for these. As Jax, he may have found a timing. Ooh, Plopsky going to jump over, and Jax, get out of there while you can. He's actually going to commit. Dangerous play. Smoke is down. He's going to try and play it around it here as they boost up to get an angle to watch window. This is only to watch. No one's going to get into the window from this position. Forrest spotting nothing, and he somehow gets that kill. I don't know. Oh dear. Org spray isn't great, but yeah, the smoke wasn't really favorable for Jax in that fight, and Forrest just spams it and gets away with a kill. Nexa reaggressing on ramp. This could be well timed, but does he commit or does he rotate back off the information he gains? And it will be the latter. And NIP are only just moving in through the ramp room as well. Nexa still keeping on this position, jiggling with a Molotov. He'll be able to delay this push and allow for a rotation after spotting the bomb. Kenny S needs to hit a timing on this connector player though, because Foxy's coming in from the flank. Lekra just runs right past the molly with the opener. Kenny getting that shot off. Players moving out of Palace as well. He gets caught on the cross. Doesn't go down though, but eventually getting finished off by Rez through the Palace. Low HP on NIP, but they still have a 4-on-1, and there's no way this AWP can get back into this.
And yeah, Amanek's just got to think about saving. And that's the thing, NIP, they know he's the second AWPer. They know that this AWP has been doing so much work for G2. And so they are going to hunt it down. Plopsky goes looking for it. Now, whether or not he finds Amanek, I don't know. I don't think anyone will. But there's still a decent amount of time on this bomb. So Amanek is not out of the woods just yet. So important that they are able to hold on to this. And Amanek knows he's not in a position to take any of these fights. If he takes the kill now, there's still enough time for NIP to just converge onto him. So he makes the right decision to just stay hidden. And so he will get away with the AWP at the very, very least here for G2. But that is all they've really got to work with heading into this round here and now. Nexa's got a bit of extra cash, but if I'm G2, I'm wanting him to hold on to the majority of that so that you can have an AWP in the following round as well. Even if you don't hold on to this one that Amanek was able to bring forward. But this is that worrying time that we were kind of prophesizing about, right? NIP, very good chance to find a 7th round in this one, presuming G2 don't go for an investment. and they don't really have to. You're really hoping that things can fall into place if you're G2 pretty damn quickly, though, because this first half is halfway done now.
Yeah, the thing that's really good for NIP is that they've been running all these A splits round after round, and they've been working. But in the back of their pocket, Harry, they have these B rushes that got them to this point in the first place, right? Not only that pistol, but they did it in the third round as well. And G2 have yet to have a response, a way to stop that. So if NIP just keep doing it, they can get a couple of free rounds off the back, and that does seem like to be the play. Now, there's a cat jump being made from Kenny, so he knows they're not out middle despite that top mid smoke. But even so, NIP have 5 players set up outside of B. Amanek might not get checked, and Hunter's here as well, moving in. Smoke starting to land on that B bomb site. This is such an important position. Popsky not going to look, and Amanek lets him pass, but Rez will. Only a dink, not going to be enough. Hunter tucked in, Popsky checks it, and great clearing from NIP. They've cut off the AWP with that smoke as well towards the catwalk. Kenny can peer above it, but there's no one else left to cross. The bomb's already on the site, and it will be getting planted.
And the only thing you want to hold on to if you're G2 is the one thing that's in some modicum of danger here. Kenny going to get that kill, and now just looks to run away. He does not want to stick around over on the short side. This CT boost is nice from G2. Gives them some vision into the market as these players try and leave. So if NIP do send anyone hunting, there's a chance that G2 could get their hands on some Kriegs here. However, 4 players coming their way, and the boost not finding a kill immediately. Oh no, this is you're not
Twist is holding this.
Oh, Kenny, quick on the trigger, but it does not amount to much. Those 2 players are dealt with. He's at least able to get away with the AWP in hand.
NIP have definitely got reads right now, Harry. When they took B there, they spot the AWP on Kenny and they smoke off short, and then they plant for market. That's not a common go-to as a terrorist getting into B. Obviously, they got those 2 entries with ease, with no trades, but planting for typically the first rotational point for CTs is a ballsy call from NIP. So definitely aware of where G2 are and where that AWP is positioned. So good awareness from NIP and keeping on top of things here. A bit of a ramp push from Plopsky and met by 2 players of G2. Do they know he's tucked though? Jax, oh, he's not checking it. Plopsky gets away with a kill. Trade is there, and Plopsky will do one better. Jungle smoke is down, but they won't expect a 3rd man here inside of the site. Hunter lets the 1st man pass, but he doesn't realize it. Forrest going to move up with the bomb. That's info, but the flash is good, and Plopsky is just not stopping. Hunter eventually dropping that bomb. 2-on-2 here. Twist needs to nail a shot. Plopsky's killed himself in a Molotov, and Rez does get that trade. That frees up some time here for NIP, and time that is valuable for Amanek as he comes in on this flank.
Yeah, G2, they've been holding their breath, waiting for this flank all round long. Will it amount to anything? Twist. Oh,
Christ.
Does get caught out just, but I don't know if that's being caught out as such, but he does get shut down at least. Amanek's already passed that ramp Molotov, and Rez going for the open plant. Oh no, Amanek, oh, it's chaos, but he does get the kill. Able to clutch out the 1v2 there is Amanek. It's not the prettiest 1v2 you've ever seen, but he gets the job done anyway, and that's all that matters. Another round now for G2, all picked up. And these are all little things that can give this majority French squad a means of getting back into this game now.
Yeah. I think he was blind because he got that stairs kill and got flashed immediately after and just kept like holding W. Guess, you know, not knowing the molly was there. Even
I mean, he got 3 kills, man.
I'm not going to blame him, bro. He did well. Good round.
He's thinking, like, I've done enough, you know, like, even if I've died in my own Molotov, the rest of the guys have got this.
Apparently not.
But they don't. That's the shocking twist, you know, at the end.
No, the shock was Plopsky. He's the one who died in the molly. Sorry, awful joke. Either way, 7-3. Low-hanging fruit. AWP's out for Kenny, and Twist does not have his own. This money's been whittled away at. NIP just about losing that previous round, although Maybe he shouldn't have. Oh, the ramp push again. They can't see because of the Molotov. And Plopski's still going to get the kill. This dude is not stopping. He drops 30 back on Inferno. He's already got 15 here. And Jax is going to get the trade, but he is dead. Plopski running right through under bow. Kenny doing the same to this smoke, but he will get spotted. And Rez will deal with him quickly. Close CT position from Hunter. And the double peek is out, but the smoke lands at the same time. And Plopski just does not care. What is this?
Look at him go! Plopski, there's no brakes on the Plopski train, man. He's just running in, and he's smiling. And I've never seen anyone in NIP smile, so that there is scary in and of itself. There's just so much confidence on him. That's terrifying, by the way. If you're,
what? That's a rifle round, Harry. They have guns.
If you're hit under Palace on 10 HP with an MP9 and you hit of that Krieg coming around the corner, you already know, like, oh, well, I've had a good run. Yeah. I gave it my best shot. And now it's that fast speed play from NIP. They slam down the gauntlet. And, well, Hunter and Amanek doubling up under the window. Oh. Amanek gets a knife. Of course he does.
This is so scrappy, man. This is great fun. I mean, Kenny now lands one before he gets mollied out and taps down for Twist against the pistols. Is no problem. And, I mean, NIP, this is the NIP that we just saw last week in Copenhagen, Harry. They banged out there. They did a great job, you know, picking up 3 wins. Beating Astralis, getting to the grand finals, falling to FaZe, but putting up, you know, double digits on both the maps. I think they took one to OT. This team is looking good. And, you know, maybe we had questions when they came into the initial stage of the Pro League back a few weeks ago, but at least saving their spot, keeping their spot here to fight back in stage 2, and they have put in a lot of work in the downtime between these seasons, or this season. What a scalp to find to open up day 1 here. If they can continue in their stride. They are 9-3 up on the 3rd map, though. This is a fantastic beginning on the T side of Mirage. G2 don't seem like they have an answer for this, but a tactical pause might be the solution. Another buy round out and another double AWP. Can they stop the fast-paced NIP from pushing through these Molotovs once again?
Well, they're very terrified of this A play. They've immediately thrown 4 players towards this side of the map. Kenny tries to switch it up by going for that con peek. And the smoke that gets thrown in just kind of assures Letcro to keep his eye on that position. So you've already lost Kenny. Kenny's someone who's been making a lot of difference with that AWP, someone who's made a lot of these rounds look doable. And given G2 a means of getting back into the few rounds that they've had, he's already been removed. He's gone, and Twist is now up in the window.
Oh, he saw
Hunter, he did see him. And he might find him, but Twist has done a very good job. There we go. Nex has got his eyes on it. However, Plopski wins his fight out onto Jax, and this now leaves Nexa kind of hung out to dry over at ramp. He's got a player in Connector, he's got one up in Palace, he's got one at ramp, he's got players all around him. He's fighting from the corner, from this cage that the Swedes have put him in, but they've caged this animal up, and that's where he's looking most deadly. Nexa, get out of A! As he sends them packing, it's Letcro alone, 1v2, and it all to do. He does have this AWP to work with, he's got the bomb as well, and he's gonna try and find some comfort in the B bomb site. Amanek is here, and he's going to hear these footsteps early, so the rotation can now come through from Nexa. Letcro surely not ready for the AWP here, and Amanek will just nail him on the cross. G2, it takes Nexa getting a 4K, but they will cement that 4th round on the board.
Yeah, heroic plays, right? 4-man stack up on that A bomb site, Harry, and even though the first 3 players die without a trade, Nexa is somehow able to put together all these frags and hold on to the round here for G2. That was a much needed one. 4 taken now on the CT side, and they need every single round they can get at this point. That being said, you know, we are seeing Mirage certainly favor T's, as most maps are with the Krieg now, and a 9-6 isn't, you know, unbelievable to imagine, but yeah, even so, NIP are going to be more than happy with how this half has gone so far. Can they find double digits just to sweeten the deal? Hunter doesn't want to allow them to, spamming that smoke. Taking down Forest. Letcro, he has a chance to move out of middle. He'll take it, not wanting to get dealt with this AWP. Rez coming late from ramp, and we've seen G2 adjust heavily towards his position with numerous double setups. Round after round, they've been putting Nexa here with Jax, and that is a factor once again, but it won't be the A play here from NIP. We're going back into the old, familiar, faithful B-bomb site. But jump spotting from Hunter rather gives plenty of info, and with this jump spot, they are not going to expect Amanek in this corner.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of like the most annoying B-side plays to run into, and it's perfect because you're getting the info from jump spotting, and it's the double-edged sword of being that bait play, right? You've got this player holding close, and so when you see the man jumping, you're like, well, that's it. There's one dude B, but there's not. Amanek's in B, and Amanek is taking heads off in the apartments. They finally deal with him, but it's not enough. It doesn't matter. It's only Twitch left standing, and Kenny will strike him from the tally. A 5th round for G2. They're trying to stumble back to their feet here towards the end of this CT half. And if they manage a 6-9 scoreline, I don't think G2 are going to be too disappointed with that when you consider how one-sided this was looking at one point in time.
Yeah, the pauses have certainly helped out G2, right? Obviously, NIP have slowed down this pace on the T side, no longer just pushing smokes, etc. But yeah, these little double setups, these little bait and switch positions from G2, both towards A and B in that round, have netted them a couple in a row now, Harry. I mean, well, the previous round was just Nexa, but was in that same setup. Now a tactical pause coming out from NIP, just wanting to round the half off with a nice, solid 10. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Let's see if they can do it.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Obviously, by the way, important to know, I was going to make a point, but I just realized Plopsky, 20-9.
Yeah, he's just unreal.
He's actually trying to outdo his Inferno performance.
Might be able to.
But I was going to say, right, versus G2, one of the things that we know, obviously, with the whole Jax having to switch to English, I'm not sure how much he's improved, but things are looking good. The one thing I will say is we noticed G2 are pretty keen to call pauses in, right? And I feel like a lot of that isn't just because they're a newer squad, right? So they're trying to make sure everyone's on the same page, but it's because if there are any of these little translation problems, if there are any little snags here and there, you can talk them through with a lot less pressure. And you've also got, your coach there to chime in and help out. And I think, for NIP, calling a tactical pause in around 15, bit of a double-edged sword, because you've also given G2 another 30 seconds, right, to try and figure out how it is they want to approach this final round.
Yeah, and I feel like if there's one thing I've seen from watching the Pro League in these last few weeks is that, the one coach that always has something to say is Malik. He's always there. He's always up in the face of his players, making sure they know what they're doing, making sure they're getting the credit where credit is due, and lots of like one-on-one time, which I really like to see. Very personal.
Well, another thing is, in the first few weeks when we saw them, it was one-on-one time. Usually he was with Jax, kind of speaking to him, whereas now it seems like he's with Nexa a lot more. So I do wonder if Jax is kind of at the point where he doesn't need to be babysat. But here's the fast play anyway. No more babysitting. Instead, it's baby rushing as they go running into this site. Jax is going to perish in that Molotov, but he takes one down with him. However, the CZ's made things tricky, and Kenny's got to bow out of CT. The bomb plant's been found now for NIP. Not enough to find Rez and a bit more damage done, but still no kills coming in. And there's the re-challenge from Twist. The flashbang's good. Amanek's desperately trying to help out, but it's only Kenny, and he'll get deleted as well. The pistols find it all for NIP. They'll take that 10th round at the end of the first half. 10-5 in favor of the Swedes here in map number 3. A long way for the Frenchmen to go if they want to get back into this one. Is it doable, or will it be NIP taking the series? Find out after a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Hold up your sign though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that.
That sounds like a pop song.
Take a dive before you dry, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit can kill the sick. Real stars. smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. Pick up, I know to be right on. Yeah. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago, long ago. Doesn't matter what it come from. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. Take off. Rush at the rush.
These ninjas are out of bed and dressed up. No longer in pajamas, Harry. They're not sleeping at the wheel. 10 rounds in the first half of Mirage. Their T-side was rampant as we head into the second. And now this is the third map. This is the decider of the series. Both these teams picking up their map picks, despite G2 having a hell of a lead in terms of pistol win statistics. Well, that's going to have to come through here in round number 16 if they want to start the comeback. It's going to be an A-side take with the Glocks and fast as anything with NIP with 3 on the site.
Yeah, and immediately this set piece getting thrown in from G2. Rotations already around from NIP. And with CT left open, Plopsky could stand to do a hell of a lot. Forest has gone unchecked, and that's allowed him to double up. And oh no, it's only Amanek left standing in the blink of an eye. This round might have just eluded G2. Lecro gonna put him down as well. And while Peter's up on his feet, he's smiling, he's congratulating the squad. They'll take that pistol round, they go 11-5 up. However, well, I was going to say, you know, there's always the potential of the force buy from G2, but once again, no bomb plant. That's something that they keep lacking here in these T-pistols. NIP had numerous success on the back of that Krieg force buy. Every time in the pistol round, even when they lost it, they were at least able to get that bomb planted, whereas not been the case for G2. So they don't get to relish in the Krieg meta.
Now you really don't have anything to fall back on, right? Like, this is going 12-5, whether you like it or not, and you've got a couple of rifle rounds at a most, assuming obviously you're losing these rounds. Let's see if they can make this one costly, though, for the Ninjas. It shouldn't get too out of hand. 1 PT-50, 1 Deagle, and a run boost out mid. Lots of players moving through. Forest, no problem with 2. And Rez is waiting in the wings as well, just to clean it up. He's not needed. Twist does it instead, and that's the round with a single casualty. 12-5, and the buy is in for G2, but yeah, it's a 4,400 buy. It's, you know, it's bare minimum.
Kenny's got enough to glass cannon the AWP. I wonder if we see him bring that out. Because that's so the one thing is if he doesn't bring it out now, there's a very good chance that if they don't pick up the rounds, we don't see it.
Well, like, okay, so if he doesn't get it now, and they obviously assuming they lose all the rounds, he can buy it up at 14-5. But yeah, I respect it, to be honest. Get it in early while you can, while the game's on. Amanek's going to get a pick in mid to start this off, and NIP, lots of players here.
Who is that? Who's the man on the smoke? Oh my goodness. Amanek, get out, run. All that utility rains into top mid. And now G2, I mean, they've seen all that utility. They saw a lot of bodies over in middle. And so on the back of seeing all that, they just rush into this A site. CT's open. And Forest, not quite able to deny the bomb plant in time. But once again, it might not matter because all the kills have come through for NIP. Kenny armorless with this AWP. And Jax, the man at the bottom of the board for G2, left in this 2 versus 3 now to try and keep Mirage alive.
Forest can just stick it.
Yeah, bomb is not planted for either of these positions. He doesn't have a kit. Forest is already on the bomb, and Kenny can't do anything. That's the round. It's as simple as that.
Huge mistakes from G2. I mean, like these are mistakes that these guys have not been making, and weaknesses being shown that we haven't seen before from these guys in not only today but the rest of the pro league, like not covering CT.
So that's the thing. I almost wonder if that was a miscommunication in where the bomb was going down, because Con was smoked, Stairs was smoked, CT was the only position left open, and no one was keeping an eye on it while that bomb was going down. So firstly, they almost lose the man planted the bomb. They were able to get it down, but he still dies. And then everyone else was set up as though it was going to be a ramp plant or a mid plant, which is what it felt like that round was destined to be.
I think maybe things got hectic when they saw, 4 players in middle and just assuming potentially, we can plant. They're all in mid. Oh dear. Plopski's dropped the bomb as G2 run through a smoke. That could be the game. That could be the play that has just shut down this entire map for G2. Any chance of getting back into it. And this is surely going to be a 14th round, right? No utility, choke points to be pushed for G2, and Galil's to be played. That AWP is going to hit this shot if the Molly doesn't push Hunter back before. And it's hard to see a way that G2 can get back into this now.
Especially because NIP have done such a good job of spacing out this utility, right? So that every time they've tried to find an advantage or just inch out towards ramp or expelled some utility of their own, it's been immediately cancelled. And so G2, they've had very little they had into this round, whittled away from them. And now this one flashbang on Hunter is all they've got to try and give them a way of getting back into this.
Rez saw him. That's info for NIP to dedicate to this angle. Forest has killed another one at ramp. Oh, Rez misses a shot. The Kree being better, but the AWP even more so. And it's just Hunter left up. Not long for this world. The AWP finding a double alongside Plopski. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the smoke push at 13-5 with the bomb, personally.
Not really doing it for you?
No, not my go-to, really. Maybe, I guess it's desperate times call for desperate measures, and, Plopski does play some fantastic Counter-Strike, getting both those kills. Really shouldn't have, but yeah, this is just showing maybe the mentality of G2 at this point. It's like, what else can we do? Nothing's working. And they're not really going to have a chance at this T side. They're going to have one rifle round coming into 15-5, and if they lose that, it's, well, gone. Kenny, yes, it's a big pick. If they can win this deco, that could be everything for G2. Oh dear, it's falling apart. 2 frags in middle, and now the map is open.
Oh no, and there's the window boost. NIP not like this. Things were looking so damn good for the Swedes. But in this round, at least, it might have just slipped through their fingers. Now, they have at least put a stop to a lot of these players that were in the back line, right? There's only one man now who's causing some havoc, and that's Hunter over in window. He's trying to get in through market, and that's the thing. If you're Lecro here, you've got to constantly bear that in mind, that this flank could be coming in, and so timing is everything. And Lecro, the moment he looks away, Hunter takes that peek. And so for Twist, even giving this round a look in just isn't worth it. If he gives the AWP over, that is far worse than, even if he gets out of this round finding like 3 kills from it. Because they're buying next round on the G2 side anyway.
Let's get that cross shot. Should be able to get away if he runs now, but he's actually going to stick around at the back of the site. They might not expect this. No molly to clear this position. Nexa, his spidey senses are tingling indeed. He's got a certain rumbling in his tummy for blood, for vengeance. But Twist is going to play very safe indeed. That's very smart. If he fires a shot, he doesn't know where the rest of G2 are. He could get traded, he could get hunted. He just wants to save this gun. He's not interested about taking money away. And I like that play from Twist. Gets away with the AWP, brings it into the follow-up round, and might be the knight in shining armor that can stop G2 straight out the gates. Great D's. I mean, that's not a round G2 expected at all, but they'll take it.
Yeah, it doesn't give them anything to look at, though, and say, like, okay, right, so we can replicate that a few times. Oh!
I love that.
That was sick, yeah. Nexa pre-crouching down at the ramp allows Kenny to get up onto his head, has that platform to scope down towards B. A, rather. There's only 2 letters to know in the game. And even then, I get them wrong. Kenny just there to try and flash out any prospective mid players from this angle. Nobody here for for an IP, rather. G2 going to get this foothold over in middle almost for free, and they'll take that all day long. They're going to boost Hunter once again back up into window. This is a position that this man absolutely loves on Mirage. Hadn't really got to see that from G2's T side, largely because we haven't really seen G2's T side.
This is a good call, though. The issue is Twist is here with the one gun that could really uproot this round for NIP. Hunter on the late lurk. I love it when he just chills around here because he can just pick a time to go in the window boost when NIP won't expect it, but it might be checked. Ooh, Forrest has his back turned. Forrest has his back turned. Hunter's looking up too high. Oh, God, oh, no. He's realized, but it's too late. He drops in, gets that flank kill. Twist can't hit a shot with the AWP, and Nexa gets a double opener. Big frags from the in-game leader of G2. A bomb plant facilitated, and it's really annoying that G2 are up against 14 rounds because they're showing us a nice couple of T-side rounds. It just, you have to remember, like, you lose 2 and that's the game. So not a lot of breathing room, but this comeback has to start somewhere.
And the real difference maker for G2 is not just that they're able to win that deco in the round prior, right, where they only had the pistols, but now in this buy round here where it's rifles versus rifles, they kept it very, very clean. So from both of these rounds, they've made a lot of money. And that now leaves them in this position where it's not the case that you just lose one round, like in, yeah, I mean, you're not going to lose this next one, right? You shouldn't. But you don't just lose that one rifle round and then you're force buying up against map and series point, right? They've at least dodged that horrible situation.
Yeah.
So G2, they've put themselves in the position where this comeback is now doable, but they're still a ways away from it, right? There's still a huge 7-round difference between these 2 squads.
Just got to take it round by round here if you are G2. I'm sure that's what Malak's telling them. Can't get too ahead of yourself. And, well, NIP, they are agreeing with that sentiment. 14-7 and calling the tactical pause as they get into this full eco. Of course, this pause is likely to discuss the upcoming rifle round after this USP buy, or lack of buy. But, yeah, you are right. This is when G2 should, without a doubt, get their 8th. As there was almost zero room for investment here for NIP. And they won't spend $1.
And they're not taking any chances in this round, right? They're leaving no stone unturned. Oh my goodness, the stones are turning now, but Jax, oh God, there's a man rushing top mid, it's Twist. Oh dear.
Not like this.
Yeah, the USPs can't do it again for an IP. They did it once on him.
Oh, no!
But oh dear, now the Orbs in Twist hands. Oh no, it might happen again. G2, the USPs are the bane of their existence. Nexa and Amanek, 2 versus 3 in a round that never should have eluded this G2 squad. And now it gets scary. Twist has actually rotated out from top mid. He's going to concede this bomb. He knows that G2 are going to have to take so much time in clearing these angles. Plopsky maybe getting a little big for his boots there on the wrap-in through mid. Tries to take Nexa by surprise, but instead he's given the 2-on-2 to G2 now. And if they go B, there's nobody here. Rez has cleared out Palace. He hears no one at this A side of the map. Twist isn't rotating, not budging. And G2, are they going in through lower tunnels?
Uh-oh.
They might try and put a man up in window. I mean, at this point, 20 seconds, you don't want to be separating people, so they're just going to go through connected together. They're going to run into this A site.
They have to run.
If Rez just stays in Palace, he can deny the bomb plant, and that can be a round 1 in and of itself.
There's no
Twist,
time.
10 seconds, bombs drop, round should be done, and Twist gets the ace! USP and a dream! Match and series point for NIP, and it's Twist again, like it was last summer, picking things up. Match and series point now for NIP.
The most filthy part about that, Harry, is when we saw that on Inferno earlier on, it was like a saved AWP and 4 pistols. That was nothing. That was not $1 of investment from NIP. It was 5 USPs flat, and Twist gets an ace. Unbelievable. And there it is, 15 rounds. The round that surely should have been G2's every day of the week. And now they're up against match and series point. Propsky pushed on ramp with that flashbang, but Nexa, he's so fast. Let's get that opening kill. Will concede the A side position. G2 can afford to start defaulting now and holding for this aggression, but they're not going to spot it over towards A. Rez just pushed Palace. If he goes any further, though, Nexa is watching from spawn side. So Rez will just take the information and be the solo A lurk while NIP double stack B. Considering they're at a disadvantage, that's a pretty ballsy call, but with the information they have, it makes sense. Twist is still lurking in CT as well, watching for this window boost. Knows that G2 do like to pull that into play. Amanek trying to sell a fake towards B, but by and large, his push is coming on the A side of things. Kenny needs to go back to spawn and grab that bomb alongside Amanek. It will actually be the latter as Kenny reaggresses back towards middle and finally starting to clear the Palace. If Nexa gets his follow-up kill, the round is going to be almost out of the hands of NIP. Rez, the solo A player, the only information that the NIP side have, and yeah, closer to the angle, he couldn't see Nexa there. Nexa gets a big advantage with that slow walk, and a 5-on-3 for G2. The A site is theirs, and likely the round.
Yeah, NIP don't even want to look into this one, right? They... Oh, hang on. Yeah, no more. They're fine. They're good with that. They get one, that's fine. Leave the round. We can hold on to these 3 weapons. You've got to buy in the next round if you're at IP anyway. And even if you don't, USPs, is that even much of a downgrade at this point in time?
That is a real filthy angle. Save that for later. Take that home.
Put it in your knowledge pocket.
Yeah.
That's the brain.
Ah, why is it a pocket?
Because it holds knowledge.
My pockets
just
aren't
barely.
that fleshy or juicy.
I got a flesh pocket or 2.
Yeah? Want to talk about it?
I'll talk about it a bit. No, I won't, actually. I was thinking more and more about what I could actually say, and it's all awful. So, yeah, G2.
Pretty limited.
Let's see. They're trying to counter the nip magic that the NIP boys have up their sleeve by pulling some French magic out the old flesh pocket now. And
The old booth tunnel.
G2, they need 7 in a row. And it's up against a scary-looking NIP. They've got to buy here. They've thrown an M4 over onto one of these guys. It's only Rez who has to take a bit of a hit, right? Downgrading onto that CZ and armor. Mid-control, looking to be the order of the day. And Hunter's here with Amanek. It wouldn't surprise me if they try and get him back into this window once again. But this time, there's 2 players here for NIP, ready and waiting for exactly that.
Smoke in the window will allow for this boost. But I'm sure NIP are aware of the possibility. Look at the double setup here with Plopsky and Forest holding for it. Not going to be the boost anyway, as G2 send players through the connector. Ollie up on short, but it's not a worry. Kenny with the resmoke really just wants to deny information right now, not give NIP an inch into this round. Now that barrel's been spotted, but Plopsky doesn't want to face wide. He will go for it eventually, dropping jacks and the follow-up. Big kills from Plopsky. He has been the star of this series, and there is no doubt in my mind in saying that. MVP, as he looks to finish it off here and now. G2 want to try and recover with a B walk. There's only 1 man inside of the site. That is Latcro, but he's just crossed back towards the bomb site. He's going to have a bit of info here if he jumps, but dangerous game to play with. 30 seconds, Molotov's going to push him forward. They won't tick his damage. They won't hear his footsteps. Plopsky's also here as well in the right time. They're waiting for this flank from Hunter, but 25 seconds. They can't afford to wait too long. These guys are actually going back. Hunter gets a kill. They're going to come underpass and try and split A, but we've already seen G2 lose rounds to time, and Twist is here once again to reap the rewards. He's found a frag. Into the connector they go. The info's there. Twist just needs to hold the line, but he gets tagged down. Goes back in for more. 10 seconds. Surely not, as he hits the tag, and there's just no way they're getting this bomb down. Nexa with with a frag, but Plotski trades it back, and that's the map, the series, and the win for NIP. 16 rounds, they eventually close it out. Fantastic efforts from the Swedes. They are just looking indomitable today. We'll see if this keeps up